Miriam Joy, and welcome to my studio. Today we're going to be doing the Fall Angel and the Handsome Scarecrow, and we're going to show you, they're kind of similar, but we'll kind of go through both of them for you. The first thing I did is these were actually what I purchased from Walmart. I picked these up, they were 97 cents. See the difference in them. And then here was the Scarecrow. And I went ahead and purchased these because there's so much of this that you can use that would be so expensive to buy it separately. So I'm going to show you how we use them. The first thing I do when I have these is I take my heat tool and we're going to melt the other things off of them. Let's see if I can get this around here. Got too many things going on. And I'm pulling up on it and just melting the glue. You don't want to melt the material. Trying to be careful here, and I want to keep the hat and the hair on this Scarecrow. And you don't want to catch your hair on fire either. As that starts to come loose, it's a lot easier. I'm going to pick this up from the back and just unmelt it from there. And I do want to try and use this scarf too, so we're going to see if we can get, nope, okay, hit them with the heat, he's kind of melting, so we'll see if we can salvage it or not. So you do want to be kind of careful using the heat tool because you can melt other things. Now you don't care about the styrofoam, but you also need the stick out, so we've got to get that out. And be careful with your hands because it is hot. And then what I a lot of times do when I get it to this point is I'll just come in with my hobby knife and scrape it. Get that nice and clean. Now, we'll also start with him. Get everything out of our way. And the first thing we want to do is we're going to leave all of this. So we want to find a gourd that is just the right size to fit in that little hat. And I kind of like the little wild hair there. So we've already got our gourd. The next thing you will do is you will take your gourd, excuse me, your stick, and find the size drill bit that you need, and you will drill in your gourd till you get that hole in there. Now the angel I used an egg gourd on, and the Scarecrow is a coyote gourd. Now I like to put it on, and we're going to talk about this, and then put the face on. Now ideally we should put the face on and then we should varnish it and then glue it into the gourd. So keep that in mind. I'm going to kind of do it a little bit backwards because we don't take time to varnish doing the videos if you haven't figured that out. So I am going to hot glue this gourd back in now. And I am using everything that he came with. Now I like his hair kind of wild and crazy. If you didn't, you could glue that down a little bit more, but the heat tool kind of curled that up on me. And I'm also going to glue his stick back in. As well, and we're going to see if we can salvage his scarf a little bit. You could make your own or whatever you wanted to, or change his clothes, or Do whatever you think is best. Okay. Now, I want to figure out where his cheeks would be, and I'm going to come in with my stipple brush, and I'm going to pull that out and pounce on that, and go over to him. And if you did this without gluing him on, you could mark where his hat should be, and then do it and varnish it and then glue it in. That would be a good way to do that. Now this little guy, I'm going to use our wax tool, and I'm going to unload it, and he's been heated really well, and I'm going to give him a little smile here, and I'm going to give him a little bit of a chin. I'm going to do his eyes, nose, and then I'm going to do his eyes. And if you need to draw those on first with a charcoal pen or however you want to put those on, do that. And give him some little eyelashes. Now this little gourd is not quite as smooth as I would like it. Now let's see. I'm going to warm him up one more time, and we're going to come in and we're going to make the section of the black part of his eyes, and we're going to fill that in. We're going to do the same over here, and onto the right of it we're going to do the blue, and the left of it we're going to do the white. Now you may have to come in with that black in a minute and touch that up. I've got to grab a cotton Q-tip here, clean my colors out, take the Q-tip, push that black all the way through, load up the blue, let it warm up a little bit here. Now the reason he's kind of having a hard time is this is a thin shell gourd, and when I was drilling him, which is another thing we should talk about, right when I drilled and got through, I pushed too hard and broke it. So I really should have started over from scratch. So that's why you got to be really careful when you're drilling the coyote gourds. A lot of times I don't drill them, I just leave them. But we're going to see if we can hot glue him in here if I leave him straight up and down long enough. That's why he's kind of wiggling on us. Okay, we're going to come in here and try to stay within that black. We're going to put the blue. And I don't know if my husband can get around this wild hair to shoot what we're doing here or not. You also can paint this on. This is just my way of doing things, you know me. You want to paint the face on, paint the face on. There's no right or wrong. It's just how we do it. Now since I'm going to white, I'm going to run this blue a little bit with wax liner to make sure it's all out. Give that a second more to warm up. Now on his hat, I put another little leaf and some pine cones and berries on him, and then I also put some little kind of freckles on him. And oh, I forgot his eyebrows. Everybody needs eyebrows. I'll have to go back and put eyebrows on him. If you've been watching my videos, I do a lot of eyebrows. Eyebrows give character. So you want to try and stay off the black as much as possible so that you don't pick it up. I'm also going to come down here and give it the white in its eye. But you've got to make sure that you don't melt that other color. And see how different these eyes are than just doing them with paint. Kind of makes them real different. Gives them a different perspective or texture. I'm going to see if we can get his eyebrows in here. See if we have enough room. We're going to kind of just give a little bit up there. Should have allowed a little bit more room for that. We're going to put his little freckles in. And like I said, just add more embellishments to the top of him. And he's a fun little guy. He's got a lot more character than he first did. He was very plain and dull when we first got to him. So we're going to set him up there with his brother. And we're going to go to our little angel. We're going to talk a bit about her. I've already preheated her. So we're going to pull her little head off. And she's got a little plastic body too. And I've got to heat that up just a little bit more here. Now be really careful with the felt because it melts on you. Actually, we don't need to pull her off. I don't know what I was thinking. And we're going to put her head on. Now this is an egg gourd. And I base coated both of these, and I probably forgot to say that on the other little guy, in a flesh tone color. And that is Flesh Tone by Deco Art. And I'm going to put her head on, and this is an egg gourd. And push it in as far as you think it needs to go. Now with the felt, don't heat it up. I don't know if I said this, because you want to be careful. It will melt on you. So you want to be really careful when you're taking the head off that you don't melt her little wings. There's some of the things that I did that I'm not going to take time to do. I took her little wings right where she was sewn, and I add little sparkle thread to that. And I found this in this scrapbooking embellishment. I just thought it gave it that kind of heavenly feel. I did that on the front and the back, and I did that with tacky glue. You don't want to do that with hot glue because that'll make a mess. And then I gave her a band of little gold ribbon around her hands and her neck, and then I also used it as her halo when we get to the top. So the first thing we're going to do, let's go ahead and say we know where her face is. Let's put her face on first. And I'm going to kind of hold my hands so I kind of know where her hair is going to go. And we're going to stipple, and see how hard I'm pushing on that brush when I do those little cheeks. The more you push it, the finer that's going to be. And you get that nice color there. And we're going to keep her real simple. I'm going to come in and I'm going to do her little mouth. And we're just going to pull her down. And then I'm going to give her a little chin as well. And just a cute little button nose. And then we're going to do her little eyes like she is praying here. And I'm going to make the little eyelashes. If you need to draw this on, that's okay. Draw it on. And after you're done with this part of it, varnish her face. And you could use brush on varnish so you don't get it all over her clothes, or you could hold that and varnish it, cover it up with something like a paper towel. You know what, I might try just little eyebrows. I'm looking at the other one and trying to figure out what she's missing. And I don't know if I would do them in black. Maybe a brown or a blonde instead. We've got that all on her, so her face is done. So her hair was not as nice as a Scarecrow's. So we're going to come in and we're going to make her own hair. And you want a thicker piece, you don't want it real thin. And I found these cute little flowers, and I'm going to use them as a couple of purposes to tie her hair with, but also as a decoration. I'm going to make that kind of uneven. We don't want it all nice and straight. Put her little hair on. And the other one I braided a little bit, but I don't think I'm going to braid this one. And I actually think I want this about twice as thick as it is right now. So I'm going to fold my raffia one more time. Back on with her hair. And you don't have to do it this way. You can just give her regular straight hair, however you want to do it. So we've got that. I'm going to kind of figure out where we need this other one to kind of be. I'm going to tie her little hair right there. And you can make this as fancy as you want it. I wanted a piece of lace to wrap around her neck, and I didn't find one. Or a little doily part would be really cute. If you want to get fancy, you could make her own dress, whatever you wanted to do. Personalize it. Now I'm going to glue her head. Definitely would tone those eyebrows down a little bit. Try and keep that glue off her face. Now on something like that, just come back in. If you varnished it, it might not do that, but just come back in with your face color, your skin tone, and just base coat right back over that. Now, like we talked about, putting a little bit of lace around her, but I'm just going to give her a little raffia bow to cover up that neckline. Kind of give that there, make her even more fall look. I really wanted to put flowers in her hand, and I tried to do that on the other one, but her wings are, her hands are so light, they really just fall down. I guess you could do it holding down, but I liked them out. And I'm also going to take and use one of the little flowers on her hair on the other one and put that right there. I'm going to complete that with her halo, and I'll put a flower up there to kind of tie it all together. But isn't she so much cuter than she was? And like I said, I'd probably leave her eyebrows, tone those down to a lighter color, or not put those on. I'm not quite sure how you like it, but that's kind of your personal preference, and you can do it however you want. And that's the fun of it, is just take what I have given you and build on it. It's just to give you ideas. If you have any questions about anything we did tonight, please email me at art@miriamjoy.com. If you have any need for some of the supplies we used today, and here I am picking up kind of a habit to get it out of the picture, please visit my website at miriamjoy.com. There's also a YouTube link that takes you over to the YouTube videos where we do more fun projects, as well as a Facebook link, and you don't have to be a member. We've got some fun contests going on, and you can also see something posted daily there. So thank you for taking time to join me today. I hope you have a wonderful fall. God bless.